All right, welcome to 48 and 24 at 6 a.m. So we're getting close to the end. I want to welcome our special guest, Nate Gray, into the studio, a TechSmithy, working in our tech support department. Nate, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your journey at TechSmith. What do you do in tech support? What are some other things you've done at TechSmith, and how long have you been here?
Let's see, I just hit my 2-year mark about a month ago. Started out in customer service, and then summer of last year I moved over to tech support, helped them out. So that's where I'm at now. Leading up the mobile support. So if you call about one of our mobile apps, Fuse, Coach's Eye, you're probably going to get me. So I lead that up. I also work phone support, chat support, email support for all of our other products too. So.
And we talked to Robert and Parker, and they talked about you guys kind of. You're experts at. You have to be experts at everything.
Yep. Sort of a Swiss Army knife. So.
Awesome. So we're not here to talk about tech support.
Nope. I've got some tips for getting some good audio.
Okay. So, but before we get into the tips, I think it's important to your background leads to why you're able to talk about this expertly.
Yep.
So what did you do that makes you an expert in audio?
Well, I studied at Michigan State, and then I continued my studies and went to a recording school, and spent a couple months just really focusing on recording audio, and both music-wise, production-wise, and for voiceovers for broadcast and television.
So you've seen how it really should be done, like the expert level, how it should be done.
Yep.
So is it possible, let me ask you this, is it possible to get good quality audio without being an expert or having super high-end gear?
Oh, of course. That's the great thing about technology and things like Camtasia right now, is it makes that possible and it makes it affordable.
Okay, so walk us through what do we need to be thinking about to get good audio?
First thing is definitely the microphone choice. We got lots of options, lots of things you have the choice of using an internal microphone on your computer. That's the last resort in my recommendation.
I think it's fair to say, just please don't.
Yeah.
Get a microphone.
It's gonna be hard to get some good audio with that. If you want good audio, you got to start with getting good audio. So one of the most popular choices is something like this. This is just a USB headset. It's got a boom microphone on it right here. Got the headphones, and it plugs in to the USB port. We definitely recommend a USB microphone. Those work best with our products, rather than having to go through an interface. That's just more to learn, more things that can get in the way. This is just really simple. For the most case, you just plug it in, you're ready to go.
Well, let me ask you this. Why not use, if you got a headset like that, it's got the, what is it, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch jack, and it plugs right into your machine. Why not? And now Macs are different because you need powered for a mic. But
right.
What's the downside of that compared to USB?
I mean, that would definitely work. That's still going to be better than your internal microphone.
Sure.
Nice thing about this, though, I mean, like you said, it powers it. It does get you a little better quality. With the line-in jack, then you have to, sort of worry about finding where that input's coming from on your computer. With USB, you plug it in, and when you see your devices, it's going to be pretty obvious which one is the one you want.
And I've always understood, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I've been misinforming people for years, is that as soon as you plug in that physical hardware to hardware, it because it's an analog source, it is the vibration from the fan and things like that do affect. I mean, it might not be a big deal, but it does affect the overall quality.
Definitely. And I'll show you another trick if you do run into that in a minute here of how to help with that.
Okay.
Next choice is probably going to be a step up, is something like this. I don't have the cable, but this is another USB microphone. It plugs in on the bottom here and then into the USB port. This is going to be a little more expensive. This is going to get you a little higher quality audio, though. So this is another popular type choice. It's just a powered USB desktop microphone.
But there's a difference when headphone, it's right there. Desktop, you have other challenges, right?
Yep. Biggest challenge with something like this is the microphone placement. So depending on what you're doing in a live lecture scenario, this probably is not going to be the best choice for you. But if you're focusing on your screencasts and you can get into your own room, a silent room, This is what you want to go with. So yeah, microphone placement is definitely going to be one of the hardest, or one of the biggest challenges with these. Something like a stand like this, and propping it up as close as you can, that's going to be where you're going to want to start. One tip I can say though, being in support, I get people asking, how do I get rid of these pops or plosives, like the P's and the T's, S's. Sometimes if they can get really pop in your recording. So lots of times people are speaking directly into the microphone. One way, if you're getting a lot of those, of course there's a pop filter. It's that screen that goes over the microphone. That'll help. But a cheaper way to do it is just to put the microphone to the side and speak past the microphone. You'll still get good levels, good audio, and you won't be getting that air that hits the microphone. That's what causes those pops.
Well, one thing I know about a mic like this is oftentimes I think you don't realize where the condenser is, where it picks up.
Yep.
And so you see people trying to talk into it like this, and there's nothing. It's not up here, right?
Right.
It's
right.
on this mic. Is it here?
In most cases.
Most cases.
Sometimes they are actually up here. Even with this, I'm not sure if they'll see this, but there's a little bar up here. Sometimes that's on purpose to stop the S's from hitting the capsule. If you're trying to figure out where the capsule is, which is what picks up the audio, easy way to do that, just shine a flashlight in there. You'll be able to see where it's pointing and where you want to speak into.
But it matters because
it does matter.
It does matter how you have your mic, because I think I see a mic and I think, oh, it's going to be set like this so I can talk into it, but that might not be the case. It might actually be something like this.
Exactly. Yep. So the microphone choice, microphone options there for you. Once you've got a microphone chosen, I would say the single most important thing you can do to get good audio is to check your levels before you start recording. It's one of the biggest things I see in support as well, is levels aren't checked before actually starting to record.
And by levels, you mean in Camtasia, the bar, it goes up to the red or yellow, or where do you want it? What's good? I mean, because that's I don't know.
Yeah. Is this showing right now?
Yeah, let's go to the desktop.
Okay. Let's see. So this is Camtasia for Mac. The levels that we're talking about here are going to be right here, and you can see that little bar moving. On the Camtasia for PC, I can show this here. So just a screenshot of it, because I'm on a Mac here. You can see right
next to the record level, there's the yellow, red, and green bar.
Yep. So you want that to be getting about 3/4 of the way up when you're just speaking normally. So you definitely don't want it pegging to the right and getting into that red. That's going to get you distortion and clipping. If you have it too low, then you're going to have to crank up the volume when you're done, and it might not sound as good. So getting in the top of the yellow into the orange on the PC side, that's going to be a strong signal. So, and I guess I should have pointed out there with the Camtasia one, you can use that little slider. What that's doing is changing the sensitivity of the microphone. So if you're really getting too much level, then you can drag that to the left, sort of bring down the sensitivity, and that should help.
Do you find that, I mean, because I think there's some mics that are louder and some mics that are quieter by just how they're, quality or how they're made or whatever. But if you slide that all the way, again, to the right, so it's at the highest pickup, is that going to cause problems?
It depends. I mean, it probably.
Probably, okay, yeah.
Because if you have it all the way to the right, there's a good chance you're gonna, especially with the P's and the T's and things like that, it's gonna spike, and it reaches a point and it's gonna cause distortion. So usually you're not gonna want to drag that all the way to the right. Pretty close though in some cases, depending on the microphone.
Okay.
Let's see, on the Mac side, it's not in the Camtasia recorder. You can see here there's no slider. In most cases that's usually done either on the microphone, sometimes they have them, or you can go into the system preferences on the Mac to adjust the input sensitivity there.
So we have about 2 minutes left. So what?
Okay. I'm sorry.
10 minutes goes really fast, and that's it's hard to plan for just 10 minutes. So what else would you say is key to getting good at levels? And I think this is really good stuff so far. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess as far as levels go, not too much to say else there. Just check your levels before you start recording. Make sure they're solid before you hit the record button. Some other tricks, though, I'll try to get these in here. This is going to be regarding Camtasia Studio and Camtasia for Mac. Some more processing that you can do on the end to clean up your audio. So one trick that you can do that's often looked over is called noise removal. That can really help clean up audio. Even if you think there's no noise in your recording, if you add this, it can really clean it up. To let it work effectively, what I'd recommend is when you hit the record button, record 2 to 3 seconds of silence at the beginning before you actually get into your presentation. Because how this works is when you add this noise removal, it's going to look at those first couple seconds you're recording, no matter what it is, and then it's going to add the noise removal. So I'll show you that real quick on Mac. I just got a recording here. You can see at the beginning, this is just silence here. There's no waveform. So I'll click on the audio effects, noise reduction. So I just drag that down here. You won't see anything happen, of course, because it's audio. But you can see that's been added now. You have a little more control over here for fine tuning of it. But then just give it a listen. And before you change anything, listen to it. Just press play, and you'll probably notice a difference. This helps a lot with fans too, like you mentioned earlier. And then if you need to fine tune it, you can use some of these options on the right here.
Very cool. One last tip. So if someone's out there, they're listening to this, what else would you say to help them get good audio quality?
Practice. Write your script and practice. You don't want to. It'll help a lot if you know what you're going to want to say beforehand. You write it out. Even just writing it out, and you don't get a chance to practice. I find that it helps a lot to either writing or typing it. It helps it go a lot smoother for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nate, for coming in and sharing these. Great. Hopefully you'll stay and we can talk more.
Yeah.
But we want to wrap up the recording. If you have questions about audio, let us know. We want to know what questions you have, and we will work hard to try to answer them, because Nate is a great resource, and I'm sure we can get him to answer some more questions if they come in. So we're going to cut now, and we'll be back with more 48.